I am going to check your survey, so just be honest before you take it, what you can and cannot do, and then let's look at your survey at the end after we go over it. So before you complete the review, you're going to answer these questions about the concepts on the test. And then we're going to look and see how did that change or did not change. All right, so the first thing you need to know that there are 3 types of solutions. It asks for an example of each type. If you just wrote the description, that's fine, but one solution should be intersecting lines. It's a point. No solution should be parallel lines. An infinite solution should be the same line or same equation. Raise your hand if you need to record these 3 types. So you need to know these by heart or be able to recognize them if I give you an example of each or give you a description of each, and you can tell me what the solution would be. Either a point, either no line, no point or parallel lines, or the same line. Okay, so section 2. Now we're going to get into solving, checking a point as a potential solution. All right, so you can do this. This is problem solving, and most of the test is going to be problem solving. You can do it different ways. One way is pick a method, solve by picking a method. Like on this one, I could do elimination, but I would have to multiply before I did that. Okay, because they're not ready. I don't have any opposites. Here, I could do elimination because I can eliminate the x's. So you can pick a method you feel comfortable using and just solve. Or right here, it says you can plug the x and y back in and check for a true statement. Meaning this is my point, 2, 3. X would be the 2, and 3 would be the y. If you plug it back in, so if I plug it back in the first equation, anytime you're plugging in, you need to show parentheses. So this would be a -2 parentheses 2 for x plus 3 parentheses a 3 for y, and then you're checking to see does that equal 5. So this is -4 plus 9. Would that equal 5? Yeah. Yes, but you have to check for both. So you always have to check for the second equation as well. Same point, so this would be 3 parentheses 2 for x plus 2 parentheses 3 for y. Would that equal 12? Yes. Yes. I tell you to tell me it. No. Okay, since it's true for both, then this is a solution. That point would be a solution. So you can plug it back in, or you can pick a method. Like, what method would you use to solve number 2? Elimination. Okay, so I would eliminate the x's. This would give me a total of 8y equals 24. Then I'm going to solve for y by dividing by 8. My y here comes out to be 3. But over here, it says the y is supposed to be 5. So this point is not a solution. This point right here is not a solution. The solution has to have a 3 for the y coordinate. So you solve it and match it. This is not matching because this is 5 and this is 3. This is right. The other one is not. Does that make sense? Okay. So like you can either plug it in or pick a method. Like on number 3, what method do you think would be the best? Substitution. Number 3 and number 4. So if if you use substitution, this would end up being written as 4x minus 1 equals 2x plus 3. Now we're solving for x. What should be the first step to solve for x? I don't have like terms. Minus 1 on each side, plus 2, minus 2. Plus 1. Start with the smallest x, guys. this becomes 2x minus 1 equals 3. X equals what?
X equals 2.
So if x equals 2, it says determine which of the points is a solution. Yeah, the 2, 7. Yeah, because the x has a 2 there. Okay? So I'm not going to stress which method. I'm just going to stress that you have the correct work to prove your answer choice. Okay? All right, section 3 here, sorry. I'm starting on 5. It says you must be in slope-intercept form to graph. So this first equation is fine because it's y equals x plus 4. How would I graph this equation? 4 on the y-axis. Now what? Down 1. Yeah, the slope is positive. So it should be increasing. So there's our first equation. Now for the second equation. Is this equation in slope-intercept form?
Minus 2x.
Y equals negative 2x minus 2. Good. Uh-huh. All right. Hopefully we see these two lines are going to intersect. So that means we do have a solution.
It's negative 2.
Negative 2 comma 2 is the solution. Very good. Okay. So make sure your graph is in slope-intercept form. Or your equation, excuse me, is in slope-intercept form so you can graph it. So like, I want us to jump to the next page. So I'm only going to do a couple in each section. Okay. Like on 7, it's in slope-intercept form here. So I can graph that with a slope of 1, up 1 to the right 1. But here, our second equation is not in slope-intercept form. You would have to add 2x on both sides and get y equals 2x plus 3. So that is the equation of the line we're graphing. I just realized the ruler in that. I'm sorry. On this, you would have to start at 3 on the y-axis. A slope of 2 means up 2 to the right 1. Or down 2 to the left 1. And eventually it will cross right down here at the very bottom. Okay. So you have to solve for y. On here in 8, you would have to subtract the 3 to solve for y. So 1/3 x minus 3. Now we have two equations that we can graph. On 9, we're going to work smarter, not harder. What do y'all notice about 9?
There's a fraction.
Yeah, they have the same slope.
Same solution.
So if they have the same slope, they're parallel. So that means what? Nope. No solution. That's why I say you got to memorize the 3 types. If I look at 10, I see the equation for the first one. But for the second, I would have to divide everything by -6. So y would be 1/2 x minus 2. And I don't know if y'all see that that's the same equation. If I have the same equation, then it's going to be infinite solutions because it's going to be the same line. All right, in section 4, still graphing, but now you have to shade. I hope you know how to do this. We did it on the last unit. The graphing is still the same. So we start at 1. It has a slope of 5, so we count up 5 and to the right 1, or down 5 to the left 1. This is going to be a solid line between them. Let me just extend it. But the thing you have to remember for this is your shading. This symbol right here, how would I shade on this line?
Just to the left.
Yep. No, not to the left. It's less than. It's below. So you need to shade here because you have to find where they overlap. So on this second equation here, my y-intercept is a -2. My slope is 1. So it's going up 1 to the right 1. It is a dotted line. I'm just showing you my dotted line. And because this inequality is greater than, so it's going to be above. And when I shade above, we're looking for where they overlap, because that's the solution. So in this little section right here, you're going to put a capital S, because that's where the solution set is, where they overlap. So you're going to have to shade on this section, section 4. Make sure you know how to shade correctly based on the symbol. Less than is below, greater than is above. All right, so on number 13 here, we have to solve for y in order to graph it. To solve for y here, you're going to have to subtract the 2x. That's going to leave you -2y is less than -2x plus 6. And then what are we going to need to do? And what happens when you divide by a negative? Yeah, so now we have greater than x minus 3. So that means we are starting at a -3 on the y-axis. A slope of 1 means up to 1 to the right 1. It's going to be a dotted or dashed line. Yep. And then if I look at this symbol, since it's greater than, where do we shade? Above. Now we have to solve for y for the second equation as well. To do that, I'm going to subtract x. This leaves me a -y is less than a -x plus 9. I don't want a -y, so divide everything by -1. And again, we're going to flip the sign, so it's going to be greater than x minus 9. This is our second equation here. We start on a -9 on the y-axis. It has the same slope, so it is a dotted or dashed line. And again, it is greater than, so we shade above. Remember, we want it where it overlaps. Okay? So it only overlaps up here where my yellow and my blue make green. So my solution for this one is in this section. Okay, so I'm going to definitely ask you to graph inequalities, but then I'm also going to ask you to pick the correct equation to go with the graph. So when you get down here to number 15 and 16, put it into mx plus b form, but match the line with the inequality symbol. So if I look at this solid line here, I know it's crooked, but you see this line? I'm gonna make this my line 1, okay? Because it's solid, it has to have an equal to sign with the symbol. But where is this shading to this line? If this is my red line, where did this shade happen? Below. So if it's below, it has to be less than or equal to. So my inequality would be y is less than or equal to. My slope here, I don't know if y'all see that, is up 2 over 1. So this will be 2x, positive 2x plus 4.
If it's left, it's less.
Now, on the next line, it's dotted or dash. But where is the shading compared to this dash line? Where is it shaded to the line? So what symbol would it be? Yeah, it's going to be less than for that shading. So y is going to be less than. Now this slope is decreasing. So negative 2x plus 4. There's our two inequalities. So if you do one at a time, like this line, the shading compared to that line is where? Above. So that means it has to be greater than or equal to when it's above. This line crosses the y-axis at a negative 4, and it has a negative slope. It's a negative 2x minus 4. Now if I go to the next line, it is solid as well. Where is the shading to that line? Below. So what symbol is that going to be? Less than or equal to. So this would be y is less than or equal to, it has the same slope, so negative 2x, but now its y-intercept is plus 4. Yeah, plus 4. The increments are 2, guys. I don't know if y'all noticed that. It's 2, then 4, then 6. Okay. Okay, now which order pair or pairs is not a solution? So just check each point, okay? I go A, here's 0, 0. Is that in the shaded? Yes, okay, so this is not one I'm gonna pick because we want a not. B says 4, 2. Well, 4, 2 means I'm going to the right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I would end up coming down. Would that be in the shaded? No, so this is one of the ones I'm looking for. Then we check the next one. 5.
Why'd you go up?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, up to. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Up to. Sorry. It's still not a solution. Okay. All right, 5, negative 4. That was this one. 5, negative 4 would be over here, right? It's not in the shaded. Negative 4, 0. That would be in the shaded. And a negative 2, negative 2. That also would be in the shaded. So your answer here is B and C. Okay. All right. On our next section,
Stop.
using substitution. So you can refer to your purple Edpuzzle notes to help you on that. Those are the steps. But we want to use substitution whenever we have a y equals or if we have a x equals. Okay, right off the bat, I have a y equals x plus 9. So now I'm going to substitute that inside of the first equation. When I check your work, guys, I'm going to check that you actually have parentheses showing substitution. So it should be 4x plus 7 parentheses x plus 9 equals 19. All right. You need to distribute
Where?
to solve for the x.
Oh, I did erase it. I didn't.
Did y'all do that?
Okay, I got some.
All right, so you should have 4x plus 7x plus 63 equals 19.
Why did you put 0 from now?
Now what? Anybody combine like terms?
Yeah.
All right, so we got 11x plus 63.
It was not turning.
All right, when you subtract the 63, you get 11x equals negative 44. X equals negative 4.
Right, that's
All right, but we need to substitute that back in. So your y equals parentheses negative 4 plus 9. Yep, so our order pair, negative 4 comma 5. Yep, that's your solution. So 19 is similar to 18 because you're going to substitute for the y. I'm probably going to focus on the odds. There's going to be a couple evens, but so 20, I say odds, even, sorry, the left side. It's set up for substitution. Don't forget your sign though, guys. 2x minus 8 parentheses negative 7 minus x close the parentheses equals 6. Yeah. So when you distribute 2x, this becomes plus 56. Now plus 8x equals 6. Combine these like terms. 10x plus 56 equals 6. Then you need to subtract the 56 on both sides. Negative 50. So what's our x?
5.
Huh? Negative 5. All right, now how do we get back to our y? Plug it back in. Negative 7, parentheses, negative 5. So we have a keep, change. So y equals negative 2.
Good job. They got our call. I'll do that. I'm sorry, but I didn't know it was going to be 2.3.
On 21, you should be substituting for the x. I'm not going to do that one. On 23, you could do elimination, but because they said substitution, I would maybe change this one, first one, to solve for y. So y equals negative x plus 3. Now you can substitute this back into the second equation for y. You will have some decimal answers. So 3 parentheses negative x plus 3. Then plus x equals 5. So this becomes negative 3x plus 9 plus x equals 5. Combine your like terms. Negative 2x plus 9 equals 5. Subtract your 9.
Can you use number 23?
Yeah, it's a decimal or fraction answer. Don't forget to plug it back in. So to do 23 by substitution, I would solve for the x here. So x is going to equal a negative 3y plus 7. I isolate this x, so now I can plug this back into the first equation using parentheses. So 2 parentheses negative 3y plus 7, close the parentheses, minus 3y equals negative 4. When you distribute, you're going to get a negative 6y plus 14 minus 3y equals negative 4. Now, when we combine our like terms here, that's a negative 9y plus 14. 2 and 1. All right, so then subtract your 14. This is why it's going to be a fraction answer, because, or did I miss? I thought the 4 was positive. My bad. I thought the 4 was positive. Oh, so then it comes out to 2. Negative 18. So y is 2. That's plus 7. Yeah, 6, 14, minus 3y. Okay. Oops. All right, so just plug it back in after that. All right, the last two. Let's talk about the last two concepts. Here, make sure you know how to do elimination. Okay. On 24, can we eliminate?
Yes.
Yes, which one? All right, so if you add, the x's are gone. You have 8y equals 64. Then all you have to do is divide by 8. So what does y equal? It equals 8. Are we done after that? Nope, got to plug it back in. Which one do you want to plug back into? The first one? All right, so that means negative 2x plus 3 parentheses 8 equals 40. So really this becomes negative 2x plus 24 equals 40. Then if you subtract your 24 to isolate your x term, we get negative 16. So x equals 8.
No, I got 24 right.
Oh, positive 16, sorry.
You got it right. It's number 25. That was great. Oh, yeah.
So negative 8 comma 8 is your solution. All right, so 25, who gets eliminated? The x. All right, we're fine on that. What about 26? The x's again. What about 27? We need to multiply. What do we need to multiply by?
1.
Negative 1. Okay, so we can make the y's opposite. Okay, so when I rewrite this, this becomes negative 2x. Now plus 3y equals negative 9. The bottom equation is going to stay. 5x minus 3y equals negative 30. So now the y's are opposite to be eliminated. This is going to leave me with 3x equals negative 39. So just divide by 3. X is going to equal negative 13. Are we done? Nope. Which one do you want to plug it back in? All right, so 2 parentheses negative 13, because that's going to be for the x, minus 3y equals 9. So really this is a negative 26 minus 3y equals 9. If you add 26 to both sides, yep, it is a fraction. We get negative 3y equals 35, right? And then you have to divide by that negative 3. So y is negative 35 over 3. Or if you write the decimal answer, I don't know what that is. You're going to have to round if you do the decimal, because I don't think it's repeating. Let me double check. Negative 35 divided by 3. Huh? Oh, yeah. The 6 is repeating. Are we okay? So you can have fraction or decimal answers. That's possible. right? You just have to take this answer and I plug it back into one of them. If I plug it back into the first one, it would be 2x, 2x minus 3 parentheses the negative 35 over 3. Did I do that right? Yeah. Equals 9. So then you're just solving from there. Okay, 28. Can we eliminate? No, you're going to have to multiply. You have to create opposites. Which terms could we create opposites for? The x, yeah. The top one, you should multiply by -5. Bottom one, by +2. When you do that, now you have your opposites, because this becomes negative 10x minus 16y equals negative 30. And this one becomes positive 10x plus 40y equals 30. Oh, I said 16. That's right. It's just, wait. Oh, the bottom one. This should be 40 as well. Sorry. I forgot to multiply the 5 times 8. What happens here?
They all X.
Okay, if that happens, what do we write?
0.
0?
Infinite, infinite.
No, we write infinite. Yeah. Because what this is showing is 0 equals 0, which is infinite solution.
Can you do number 26?
26. What about 26?
Can you do it?
Okay. 7y equals negative 35, 32, excuse me. Is that why? Because it's a fraction answer? Okay. I said that already. Round it. If you're going to put the decimal answer, you can round it. If not, you can keep it as the fraction answer. All right, the last section. Oh, on this last one though, on 29, do y'all see that they're not lined up? There's an equal sign right here, not a minus sign. So you need to move this over to the other side by subtracting. So really this is 5x minus 2y equals 15. And then the first equation, 4x minus y. So you need to multiply one of them, or so hopefully the second one, by a -2. I would multiply this one by a -2 to get opposites. All right, and then on the last section, word problems. You're gonna have one where you have to match it to the correct word problem setup, and one where you have to actually solve it. So you need to always start off with your x statements, your let statement, excuse me. Here, because we're talking about two numbers, x can be the first number, and y could be the second number. Yes. Yeah. All right, so the first sentence says 2 times a number added to another number is 25. How would I write that as an equation? 2 times a number added to another number is 25. No one?
2x plus y equals 25.
Yep. All right, 2x plus y equals 25. All right, second sentence. 3 times the first number minus the other number is 20.
For the word problems, you wanted us to solve it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
3x minus y equals 20. Yes. All right, so you can solve this by what? Elimination. The y's can be eliminated. 5x equals 45. X equals 9. And I think the second number is 5. Or 7. Hold up. 18. It's 7. Sorry. 7. Because if you subtract 18 from 25, you get 7. So on 31, what could your X represent and your Y represent? Your X could be your hot dogs. Your Y could be your bags of chips. So if Henry bought 5 hot dogs and 3 bags of chips for $14.82, how would I write an equation for that sentence?
5x plus 3y equals 14.
Now Scott bought 7 hot dogs and 6 bags of chips.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, now we can do elimination, but we have to create opposites. Which term should we try to eliminate or create an opposite for? The Y. The top one here, we need to multiply by a -2, so it becomes an opposite. So this becomes -10x minus 6y equals a negative, what's it, 29.64. And the bottom one stays the same, 7x plus 6y equals $22.89. So now you can add, eliminate the y's. This leaves you with -3x equals a negative, what is it, 675? Is that right? Did y'all do the calculations? Now what do you need to do?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's money, so it's gonna be a decimal. So I did it, and I got the same answer as Emily.
1117.
So what is good for you? Maybe you should consider being answered.
1117. 1117. What?
I got before.
Oh, then that was wrong.
24. Okay, close enough. Yeah, exactly. It's because y'all rounded it.
Oh, son, you know the boy.
Okay, last one. Read it and see if you can at least get defining your X and Y's right. This is how I'm gonna give you partial credit. So can you pick out what parts are the problem talking about? Adult tickets, yes. X could be your adult tickets. Yeah, and then child tickets. Okay, so if it says in one night the theater sold 548 movie tickets, how would I show that? Yeah, X plus Y, adult and children, was a total of 548 tickets. Then it says an adult ticket costs $650, a child's ticket costs $350, and all 2,881 was taken. So for adult 650, this would be 6.50x plus 3.50y. Yeah. So we have to create opposite terms here. So which term would you like to eliminate and create an opposite for? Multiply by negative 3.50. Yep, to the top one. Yes, is that what you want to do? 350? Okay, 650. We can do 650. It doesn't matter. Okay, so when you, I'm just gonna rewrite it over here at the bottom. This is gonna be a negative 650x minus 650y equals a negative, what is that? 650 and 578. 548, sorry. Is it 3? Is this right? Is that right? Yes or no? Okay, so you should be trying to eliminate your x's. This will leave you a negative 3y equals is it negative 681? Is that right? Should I do that or not? I don't know. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So what is your y?
227.
All right. So if there's 227 children tickets, how do we figure out the number of adult tickets?
Should work.
Yeah. Plug it back in. Subtract 227 from the 548. Yeah.
One second.
If you are done, I'll stamp it in class. It's due tomorrow. Guys, don't forget to do the quizzes. That's a grade. That'll help you review for your test as well.